Copy that. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my webinar, broadcasting live from the scared Mexico City. Here is me, myself, Alberto Alvarado. I strongly suggest you that if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you go there, YouTube, you type in the search box, iiivb Training Room channel. This shows up, you subscribe. Yesterday I explained that this channel is getting gradually more active and active. That's going to continue overall thanks to Mr. Trump. That I am sure that in the next 4 years we will have a lot of all of a sudden surprise nonsense news in weekends and throughout the week at any time. So that is there will be the mean that I will use to communicate with you in any case something interesting happens or even something dangerous. So yeah, subscribe there please. And well, as I just said, broadcasting from the scared Mexico City is because yeah, there's an overall feeling of fear here in Mexico at this guy's arrival to the most powerful country in the world. You know what? That is one of the worst things that could happen. That one people that you could fear grabs this amount of power. Because then is when you know and you realize it's unstoppable. So yeah, we are not having precisely a party today here in Mexico. But well, that's the local news. And as always, Mexico is not precisely in the news because of good things. And maybe most of you are not really interested in what's happening here. But yeah, Mexico is going to be in the center of the map in the next 4 years, maybe not because of good things, but thanks to Mr. Trump, because he will be mentioning Mexico as cause of the United States problems every time, not having a better attitude and more mature attitude to simply accept that in part the United States is just simply paying the price of the excesses they have been having during the last 50 years after the Second World War. So yeah, we will be, if somebody there in the world doesn't know where Mexico is, after 4 years it will be very clear that it's on the southern border of Mexico, of the United States. So yeah, I am not precisely happy. I'm not stressed for me, but well, let's see what happens. Show must go on. Fortunately, we as traders, we have the opportunity to have our interests mobile. So if all of a sudden it requires me to leave from one day to another to some other place, I can do it. So that is one of the advantages of trading the markets. Markets are a lover that you can meet each other at any time, anywhere in the world. Yeah, I guess I'm getting a little bit dark poetic, but yeah, I'm not precisely happy, as I just said. Today we don't have a lot of things to talk about, since today is simply irrelevant to talk about anything about the markets. The markets are just waiting for these guys' first words in the presidential opening inaugural speech. And since nobody really knows what those words, or even if he prepared the speech, we really have no idea what's going to be said. So the market will simply wait. So do we. And even better, if you can simply wait, much, much better. It would be a nonsense, and I'm telling you this in advance, guys and girls, and I hope that if you are listening this recorded, you are listening this before a disaster happens. Please, 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 simply don't let by any means any trade open this weekend, by any means. We have no clue what's going to happen on Monday, how the markets are going to digest first words of Trump as president, and we really don't know the market's reaction towards that. So if at any moment we have certainties that we could have a gap, massive gap, in some direction is on Monday. And as I've been saying, when you have such risks, you simply don't take them. You simply step aside, go on the weekend, enjoy family, enjoy friends, read a book, and just forget about the market. Still Monday, wait to see the market's reaction. We need to understand that a lot of things could happen and could get out of Trump's mouth during Saturday and Sunday. So the party won't last till the inauguration of this new presidency. It won't end today. It will continue. We really have no idea what's next. If this guy is going to tweet something from the bathroom of the White House after swearing in as president on Saturday or Sunday, we have no idea. So we need to step aside. I just don't think that it's even worth it to analyze any kind of potential scenario because, yeah, we need to wait and see. Difference from this speech and the difference between this and Mrs. May's speech some days ago is that Mrs. speech for the markets, that speech was expected to confirm things. And in fact, it confirmed the market's expectations, and then the markets reacted accordingly. But the thing is that this speech, we don't have anything to confirm. Because no matter what he says today, maybe he wouldn't honor his word tomorrow. Or could change his mind, or could get radical or nice and then bad again. So yeah, this is not going to be easy, at least these first days. So just step aside, enjoy the weekend, watch some movies, series, I don't know, whatever you feel like. So, well, I believe that I'm going to continue with my ego showing off. I really don't have a lot of things to say about the trader contest. As you can see, this is my picture, my name, and this is my position so far, 29th place with $292,000 in profit. If I'm not wrong, the paid prices in this contest start from the place 30th. So theoretically, I am in that VIP category, if you want to call it that way. Of course, the difference between me and the first place is simply huge. This guy in the first place holds like his account is almost at $1 million. So that means 1,000% in profit. That's completely insane. And I just commented that some days ago, that when you start trading, when I started trading, it was a brokerage that it doesn't exist anymore. That is a marketing tool. They used the results of trading contests that they made. And I remember seeing people holding profits, 2,000% in profits, etc. And when you start, and when I started, I was like, I didn't know what to think about those results because you didn't have any chance to verify them. You just saw that those numbers, and they could be a lie, they could be for real, but it was pretty much very hard to believe since I was at that moment only losing every time. So it was like, is this for real? Could this be for real? The advantage of the Ducascopy contest that you can go there and check it out. Yeah, this person, and I'm going to show it because I don't know why, not because it is not me. This guy doesn't deserve the honor he deserves. Let me take the picture of the contest profile from the standings. You see the difference. Yeah, here it is. Just look at this. This is simply unbelievable. I mean, I know that it can be done. So yes, it is believable, but it's still incredible. Okay, here it is. Well, I'm going to commend you something. Here is the first three place. Look at this, India and India. At times you find people, the first place is from India, Katerina, the second from Pakistan, and the third from India. So I would discard that maybe this person maybe could be kind of cheating or something because, well, it is not a confirmation that we have two from India. Let me take a picture of the equity cures to explain myself much better. At times you find in this contest people cheating, having multiple accounts. Okay. Let me take a picture. Okay, so just to state this again. Oh, really? Okay, then he or she is not is a good trader. Yeah. Well, I was just trying to verify. Yeah, so this is not a confirmation that he could be cheating, but at times you see very strange accounts that have pretty much the same equity cure. At the end, Lucas Copy ended up detecting it was the same person with multiple accounts, etc. So, well, here I suppose that this guy shouldn't be in the need of cheating because, according to Katerina, this guy has already won some contests. So, yeah, maybe this is only a coincidence. But yes, it at times looks kind of very close. For example, you can see here this amount of time flat and then moving up and pretty much looking very close. But again, that doesn't mean that he is cheating. But at times you can find this at several times you can find this in the trader contest, and they end up being disqualified, of course. But well, according apparently Pavan Sanval from India is legit, and SMP should be legit then. So yeah, look at this equity, 9,000 to 900, almost $1 million, $925,000. Maybe they are following each other. Is there no provider? No, this is the trader contest. They shouldn't, at least they shouldn't be following each other. I don't know if Lucas Copy ends up considering that like trading tactics and they disqualified him. I don't believe then that this guy simply risks his name cheating now that he's already won some contests before. But maybe the one cheating could be this. But I don't know. I'm not confirming anything. The only thing is that the equity cure, they look very they look very, very close to each other. But well, that is a job from of Lucas Copy to detect that kind of stuff. In any case, these guys are cheating. But well, look at this. And no matter what, I mean, if they are cheating having multiple accounts, that is one thing. But the other thing is that it's simply amazing, this kind of results. We still have 1 week and 2 days, plus today. So in any case, these guys are really footed in the right direction, and in any case, we have a huge movement. This account will be above 1 million at the end of the month. So could you imagine that? That it's actually a 1,000% profit. Okay. So you can go to their profiles and check the trading history, and you can, for sure, confirm that this is real. At least those trades were taken with those amounts, with those winnings, This is not marketing strategies, marketing cheating. Like the idea that I had when I started trading, that maybe that those numbers, those contests were all made up to propaganda. So yeah, that is why I was telling you that getting to the break-even area in this kind of contests give you an idea how difficult it is to get to the real profitability. When you get to the break-even area, you belong to the 10% of the population. And the higher you get into that percentage, it gets exponentially tougher and more complicated to get higher, but the profits increase exponentially also. To have 1000% in 1 month, no matter if it's a demo contest, you should be in at least in this kind of contest, 1 in 1000. And being able to do this in real accounts is even less likely. So yeah, you can earn a lot of money trading in the markets, but yeah, having these numbers are real exceptions. So don't think that just because you cannot make it, you are not a good trader. Be proud if you are already in the break-even area, because that is really tough. Okay. Hey, David, how are you doing? Welcome, mate. How are you doing? Are you ready for Donald Trump's swearing in as president of the United States? I know that you dislike him heavily. So, well, you can, in any case that you're interested, later when the chief of thought. What's that? I have never seen that. First in the chimp. Yeah, it's going to be a really historical event. Let's see what happens. I honestly don't believe I will see that. So here in Mexico, I was explaining at the beginning of the webinar that here in Mexico, we are, yes, kind of nervous. In general, the society is very nervous because of all the things that could happen to Mexico under this guy's administration. But, well, life goes on and the show must go on. Great ape. Oh. So, well, in any case, if you're interested here, you can go and check these guys out. This is the one from Pakistan that I was telling you that after the Monday's gap, from the first place dropped to the, I believe, to the 20, then recovered all the losses, but apparently the S&P trader is performing way better now. So this is going to be interesting. And these three ones are going to be interesting. So that's it, I believe. So as you can see, when you compare that with my humble 29th place with humble $300,000, it's nothing. But well, I don't feel ashamed of that, of course. It's tough to get there, and one should be proud. One should be proud of our successes in trading, even if that means to be in break-even, to embrace them proudly. But the things you should be the most proud of is your mistakes. Only and as long as you learn from them, you are authorized to honor and be proud of your losses only if you learn from them. Even prouder than your successes. Okay, because honoring the losses in the Forex market is what really puts you in profit. Forex is a thing that the better way you learn and the better way you deal with the losses, with the adversity, the further you will get. Well, I believe that is pretty much life in general. But here is visible, very visible in numbers. Oh, so I will close this. Quickly, I still have the same demo subscribers, but I'm not receiving any kind of compensation with that because I believe that they are only copying certain amount of my trades. So, well, I'm not getting any reward, but it's good to know that at least 8 people are following me. Because that means that other people are watching this and consider my trades worth a try. So that is good. That's a social validation of what you're doing. It's not only being proud of yourself, what you do, but if you're able to wake up the curiosity in others, that means that you are certainly doing something right. Okay? Well, same thing, maximum drawdown. This won't fade away because I got to the 50,000 equity at some time, so I got this drawdown. My equity cure. Okay, so well, it looks pretty much the same. This is again, I will make a comment on this. When I opened this trade, at the end of that day, it dropped. It put me here, then dropped, and here I had to decide to close the trades. There were 2 of them, long both euro yen and Swiss yen, and I decided to let them run. And I let them run even after the high of the highest point of my equity, before up to here. So yeah, this takes time, experience, to know to control your emotions. Because when you're trading live accounts, when you are seeing this, of course, your fear is that this could go further down. So at any movement up, your temptation will be to close it. But you need to make a serious reality check to the current conditions of your trade and to rationally to manage your risks. And if you have real validation, not the validations that you want to see, filtering everything else to confirm your fantasies, only if you learn how to make this reality check, and this is what is difficult, to put aside your expectations that, oh my God, this I will get to break even at least again now, then we'll close all my trades. No, you need to be able to divorce yourself from the result of that trade. That is why you need to manage the risk. Once you manage the risk, you stop adhering and assigning extra value to your losses or winnings. You are less likely to give a huge meaning to one trade that maybe could lead you to misclose it or to misopen a trade, just because you are putting unrealistic or wrong expectations on a trade. Once you open a trade, your will, your self-esteem, your worth as a person, your security of your account shouldn't be linked to that very only trade. Okay? And only then, when you master that, and that helps you master your emotions, you can be able to do this, to let this trade simply run up to where they are realistically going. Okay, this takes a lot of brain gymnastics. Okay. So let me close this. The statistics: total pip gains in euro-dollar value 420. Average pip point gains on positive positions 78 again, and negative 53. So again, this is not the 1 to 5, 1 to 10 fantastic and unrealistic expectations. This is above the 1 to 1, but maybe this is the 1.5 to 1. So it's not even the 2 to 1, it's the 1.5. But the real thing here is that when I open such trades, never at the beginning began being 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5, or 1 to 2, or 1 to 10. They were always 1 to 1. So yeah, you can build up an account even if you open trades initially at 1 to 1. The thing is that you detect the correct prices that could make you then convert that trade maybe hours after into a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3, or even infinite to 0 risk. In any case, you put the trade in break even. Okay, so again, this is something that I will have to stress during other webinars, because this is very hard for people to believe. Even if you show them this data, they don't believe it. mostly because of ego, because they believe that they are so good at this that they can actually get always 1 to 10 trades. And that's good luck with that. Yes, you can do that, but then you will reduce your trading volumes in 1 in 100. So yeah, you should have then a big account to make it worth one trade per, maybe 1 trade per 2 months to make such trades. Okay? So well, again, this was good enough, this contest, to get into 29th position. In profit, you're not competing against any other when you're trading your live account. You're only competing against yourself, against your greed. When you know, you can exactly, statistically, mathematically know when you are actually winning that war against greed, and it's with these numbers. You're not having unrealistic expectations. Okay? Number of trades, 29. Average positions of every lot, 2,600,000. I need to mention that the maximum tradable thing here is 5 million. So in average, all those trades were not even open at that maximum. Consider that. Why? Because this reflects that in average, I'm not running the maximum allowed lot sizing, and that has a reason. Giving the accounts room to breathe, open strategic lots, considering the risk and the take profit initially, the 1-to-1 thing. Okay, so again, check this out. If this being 5 million all, well, that means that every time I open the maximum. So there are factors that I consider that maybe it doesn't work to open 5 million. The same kind of analysis you need to make, according to what? To the context of the trade. Here you see the magic number. I am using the 50% of the maximum allowable lot position so far. But you don't, to get to these numbers, you don't necessarily need to open 1 to 10 risk reward with the maximum lot sizing no matter what. No. Chill out. You can make it even playing it more conservative. Okay. Maximum drawdown, 54%. But look at this. The average drawdown has reduced. You remember we have here, like, if I believe the 25. But now it's the 18.22%. That has a reason. My account is getting better and better. This again these are the real valuable statistical data that you need to consider. For how long it takes you to, at some point, your worst drawdown, let's say that you make your evaluations every 3 months, every quarter of your live account. Let's put that example. Of course, the most likely thing is that at the beginning you will end up closing bad trades, having good ones, and you will maybe have an initial drawdown thing that is normal. Me, myself, when I started trading, I believe that was a synonymous that I didn't know how to trade. Well, at that time it was because I didn't know how to trade. But the thing is that eventually when you start growing up as a trader, you start understanding that this is normal. The real value of an account is for how long you can avoid getting bigger maximum drawdowns, and in what time span it takes you to your average drawdown to be reduced gradually and gradually. Why? The moment you allow yourself to get into deeper maximum drawdowns, it will be impossible that your average drawdown gets better, of course. So every data is correlated. So this is a very important data. Focus more on that than in grabbing the 1 to 10 trades, 1 to 10 risk reward trades. Okay. Number of drawdowns 4. So well, I believe this changes according to these numbers. I really don't put that much attention. Here, no brainer, at least for this trading contest. Always 100% with conditional orders. And again, magic number as yesterday, 52%. So no need To overall, you know what? You can detect almost immediately a scam, the ones that are abundant in the internet on Forex, by this robot. Hire my services, my signals, with 80% of trade success. Well, that mostly means that it's a fraud. You can have that or even better numbers during some certain trading conditions. But in the very long term, and I'm talking about after years and years of trading, it tends to be the 50%. So just a heads up, every time you see somebody telling you, because now I've seen a lot of propaganda saying 95% of success rate. That is like, watch it out. Maybe you're lucky and a genius is just giving away pretty much for free his skills or her skills for $100, but usually that doesn't happen. Maybe you're lucky, but the most likely thing is that it's a scam. Okay? And don't forget this. You can have 90% of success rate backtesting. That is normal. Backtesting because you fit the calculations to precisely maximize the profits during certain trading conditions. But as long as those trading conditions preserve exact the way they are, you will continue having 90%. So when the markets, for how long they tend to behave identical? The answer is never. That is why that doesn't mean that if somebody comes and show you a backtesting with 90% of success rate applied into the reality, that means pretty much nothing. Okay? Closing this. Oh, I forgot to comment this. Well, I'm night 29th. This guy, I remember this guy. I believe that he joined the Dukascopic community pretty much at the same date I did. I remember this guy with his picture like showing off the muscles. And I remember seeing here often in the trading contest. And this guy, this both guy, if I'm not wrong, this is the flag of Bhutan. We have two of them here. And well, the rankings, the blog post likes, the conditional orders. Okay, you see here this guy has 43. And I'm 50. And even though I am lower, I'm really close to having maybe a higher qualification just because of this. Because see this, it's 7 points. 7 points of difference just because of this. The same pretty much the difference from this guy and me in the blog post, 6 points of difference. So all this at times subjective calculations, but they have influence at the end. But it doesn't matter if you don't get to the first. If you get to break even, be proud of it. If you even get in the top 30, you will even receive a small prize. So yeah, so it's good. And if you get into the top 3, well, you receive, I believe, the number one receives $6,000 or something. Oh my God, I already spoke 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Well, unfortunately, I believe that I will have to call it a webinar this time because, yes, there are no other further things to analyze here today. Maybe the overall and repeating as a conclusion on Obama's administration regarding to Forex trading only. During the Obama's administration, we had this Dodd-Frank rule. For the ones that maybe don't know what that means, but I am pretty sure that the American traders remember that. That restricted the American traders trading with competitive traders and only settling with the American ones. And I believe that there are only 3 or 4 in the United States that American traders could trade, at least the retail ones. With Donald Trump, at least he has stated that he is very willing to dismantle that law. I don't know if that's even possible or not, because this guy believes that he is that he is even more powerful than God. Remember that this narcissist said that he's going to be the highest job creator that God ever built. So imagine that. So yeah, I don't know if this guy is going to dismantle that Dodd-Frank rule, but we can expect more leverage. Could be good. You mean in the American brokerages? I believe that you are limited to 1 to 50, right? Because 1 to 50, at least for me, it's more than enough. But of course, people should have the election to know if they simply want to risk a small account, maybe of $1,000, in a non-farm payroll number release. And if they want to leverage it 1 to 1,000, I mean, as long as they take responsibility of their losses, why not? It's ridiculous that in the United States you can lose everything in Las Vegas with no restrictions. Nobody's going to tell you that you don't have to do that. But when you want to trade the markets, you face a lot of silly restrictions, right? Would have it back to 200 to 1. Well, that is a very good leverage. I believe that 100 to 1 is excellent. But again, that depends on your interest, because there is a reason why this is called margin trading. When you consider the margin call as your stop loss, you can manage an account in a very different way. Theoretically, margin trading has a lot to do with that. That is why it is said that the stop losses are just for retail ignorant traders. That's not a precise assumption, but it has a reason why overall the big guys say this. The margin trading accounts tend to be used to pretty much like a casino account, where your margin call is your stop loss. You received, or you in the past, you received a call from your broker, from your bank, telling you that you are in a margin call and you have to deposit more to avoid your account to be closed. Okay. Well, I believe that naively Obama really didn't know exactly what this is about, and he believed that maybe that was an excess. But well, it's again, as long as you take responsibility of your losses, I don't see why not. Okay, if it's your money, well, that's a problem. You can go to Vegas and spend it, but you cannot go to the markets and spend it. That's nonsense. But well, besides that, having leverage is how you use it. And you should have the right to choose the style that fits you most, that you like the most. And yeah, of course, having a leverage of 51 to 50 reduces a lot your scope of elections. So yeah, it would be nice just to, I mean, I really don't know what to believe on Obama, really. I believe that for me and a lot of people, besides that it really didn't have a direct effect against me, this Dodd-Frank rule, etc., because I'm not trading from the United States. I believe that a lot of people over-expected unrealistic things from him because he promised a lot of unrealistic stuff. Same thing that will happen with Donald Trump, by the way. And at the end, it ended up being a lot of people feeling betrayed by him. He wanted maybe to fix a problem after the 2008 crisis, creating another one and not fixing the original one. So yeah, that was a deception for a lot of people, just to see that, yeah, I consider that a smart man, but in this case, he really had no idea what he did. He just not fixed the real roots of the 2008 crisis, but he created other kind of problems. Like a lot of vices in American brokerages, that of course having less competition in the United States, they started doing old school stuff, the ones that the brokers started doing when this industry was born. And that means a lot of very questionable practices. So yeah, he ended up creating a lot of problems. So under Donald Trump, maybe that will change. So for all you all that are American traders, you will have a huge scope of trading brokerages. And of course, apparently Dukas coffee will be available again if there are changes in that law. Available again for American traders. And that is a good thing. Because if you have a big enough account, you can open an account in the very Switzerland branch of Dukas coffee. And we all know what's with the banking industry in Switzerland, right? It's if not the best, the second best. So that will bring a lot of fresh air and new opportunities to the American trader. So yeah, I believe that's the only positive thing that we could expect from Donald Trump regarding to Forex trading, retail Forex trading. Unless he changes his mind at the very last second and he believes that Dodd-Frank is super cool and maybe wanting to put it even stronger or to apply it abroad. But well, we'll have to wait and see. Here it says, RacerX. David says, imagine what casino would think if I had computer looking at and remembering every hand play over the past 36 months. Well, yeah, you're right. What they could say, they would simply put you outside of the casino, crushing your computer on your head. Just because, well, it's not illegal, right? But okay, I guess I misunderstood. Imagine what casino would think. What a casino would think if I had computer looking at them, remembering every hand played by the past 36 months. Well, yeah, and Forex trading is not precisely a casino. It's a profession. I mean, going and gambling is knowing that you are poised to lose, because the idea is that you see it as entertainment, as a way to entertain yourself with adrenaline, and etc. It's like going to the movies, but instead of seeing a movie, terror, etc., you pay for receiving emotions. Supposedly, forex markets and the markets are not meant to do that. So yeah, I remember this. I love this movie, Blackjack 21 or something. What I love that. That it was a professor in MIT that trained students to go to Vegas and they counted cards with a strategy, etc. It was a nice one. I mean, it's always nice to believe that there is an easy exit if you are a genius, that there's an easy exit to become billionaire or to have a lot of money easily, but that is not true. Yeah, you can count cards, you can be a genius, but if they catch you, they could simply fix your face in a way that you won't ever recognize it again. So, well, guys and girls, I believe that now we're just about to get to the 8 a.m. GMT time. Yes, this is pretty much about it. Just sit on your hands. Don't even touch maybe your live accounts. There is simply, it doesn't worth it at all. Wait until Monday, not before London opening. Use London opening on Monday to start seeing the real effects after Trump. Don't even wonder to open a trade in London. Maybe unless very clear circumstances, maybe the first opportunities will arise that are acceptable in risk at in the American session. So we have a very long weekend from now to the American session on Monday. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Watch if you want to watch this unrealistic scene of this guy smiling in the White House. do it. If not, go have a walk with your dog in the park. Do something else. Enjoy it. It's and no matter if you see a lot of pips running and moving and saying, "Hey, I am pretty sure that I know that this will go up." No, trust me, you wouldn't even enjoy if you are right, because you will be with your heart pumping at 100 an hour, and even if you win, it's going to be a very stressful thing. Karina just pasted an article. I don't know what article's about. Oh, okay. Well, so if somebody wants to check this out, I don't know what this Bloomberg is about. Bloomberg article that Karina just posted. So for the ones that want to check it out, click on the link. It says here something about Putin, 2017 Putin business. Okay, I don't know. Just click on it and check it out. So it's time to call it for the day. I would like to thank everybody for showing up to this very boring webinar. I believe this is the most boring one in the so far this year. Is the most boring one. So I don't know if ever, but this is the most boring one. You're welcome, David. It's a pleasure to have you here, and all the guests, of course, shy guests that are here listening. I hope, or just having my voice as a background sound. That I don't believe that is the best background sound ever. But well, I appreciate your presence here. Of course, Katerina, for hosting. Thanks as always. And remember, everybody, that you can check the recorded version of this in Duca's Copy channel later on, and that I expect you on Monday at London session. With some luck, the world won't get psychotic, and maybe we could even find a trading opportunity on Monday under the flamant and new Trump's administration. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks all. Thanks, Katerina, for hosting. And remember to not to trade at all today. Be safe and bye-bye.